Welcome back to the YouTube channel of Old Bloke Crypto on February the 19th, 2024. And what an exciting day we've had today. Ethereum breaking out on the daily and the weekly against Bitcoin as well as USDT. And as I say here, where is it going to? Where is the point to take profits? Where is it heading to? Well, let's consult the charts and find out. Before we do, I'll just reference our Twitter page. And as you'll see here, although high time frame is my general trade, especially for Ethereum, I'm not averse to taking scalps. And I hope you're not either, because money's money. And when the opportunity presents, especially with this liquidity that's starting to slosh around the cryptoverse, why not grab it? Now, again, this morning, I'll show you how it happened. Although it's a little bit hard to see now because the events past, there was a bright yellow band of liquidity setting at 28.64. I targeted that this morning with a low time frame long. Price came into it, was attracted to it, of course, went through it, and then enabled me to close that out to 28.67. Simple as that. Came back a little bit from there, as it often does after a liquidity grab, and then has continued on to the upside. As usual, I put my placeholder long. Once I'd taken that scalp, replaced it with a placeholder long, and off we go. And you'll see here my size 3 liquidity bubbles. They went off like a charm on the H1 saying, hey, it's time to take profit, just in case you weren't aware. 1, 2, once that second one had fired, you see that the big wick was thank you very much. So, and obviously price has gone on. That wick is up there around the 2,900 take profit point. Happened lower down here. But then, as I said, put the placeholder back in to replace it with, and in nice profit position again. But of course, where then do we close this out? Is it going to be another low time frame scalp, or is it going to be a higher time frame play? Well, unfortunately for the shorters, they can't help themselves. So it may end up being a low time frame, but I'll also talk more importantly about the high time frame, especially on the weekly charts, of where you could aim for if you're going to stick around and stick to a high time frame trade. So have a look at this big thick liquidity band going up to 29.17, 29, around the 29.20, should we say. And that's been building all day. Now there is a lesser one for the longs down at 28.55. Yes, it could get targeted. We're coming to the end of the Asian session in an hour and a half. UK is in 2.5 hours. Perhaps they'll come back and grab that. Always a possibility, like happened on the weekend. And if you're trading on the weekend, which I don't, but if you were, the price came back and gave you an opportunity to, you'll see back here, 19th February, where are we? And just on the chart here, I'll go to the higher time frame here, give you an idea. And you can see price was right back here, not far above the top of the previous range, and there'd be a great opportunity to add to your long position if you were trading on the weekend. And if you were, well done to you. So you'd be in a great position right now. So like I said to you, if you are trading the lower time frame, sure as night follows day, very shortly with that, this band here is going to get taken as $40 million odd worth of liquidity there from over eager shorts who think they're going to time the top of the market. You're going to find out, that's for sure. Here we go. Look at all those, just tens of millions of dollars, averaging about the odd $39, $40 million worth right through there. They're going to get targeted. I reckon they're going to get targeted within the next 24 hours. Anyway, that's their business if they want to donate liquidity. But I, and I'm sure other people who've been around a bit longer, like myself, will be glad to take that liquidity if they're silly enough to donate it. So let's have a look here, high time frame now, looking at the weekly charts here. Have a look. As I was talking to you about last week, wicks, they didn't look very impressive, when you're scrolling in, but when you scroll out and look at them in perspective, you can see they're quite substantial. Over here to the left-hand side, and there's 3 tops to these wicks. And remember I've said to you before, 80% of wicks get filled to 100%, 90% get filled 50%. So where are we at? Here, we've got 3 wick tops to the very top. Say we're going to get filled 100%, for example. 29.66, 30.40, and 31.83. Now, when were they put in place? In April 2022, so nearly 2 years ago. That's a long time in crypto. But there they are, and they are staring us in the face as the next high time frame targets, because we're running out of daily targets. Or as I said last week, we've pretty well run out of them now. And Ethereum is trying to establish a new range, which I'll show you on the daily. Now, there'll be people telling you or trying to tell you that Ethereum is now in a range. Well, I've heard some people with a lot of followers say that on YouTube. It's a lot of rubbish. It hasn't found its range yet. And I'll tell you why, because the range requires a top and a bottom. Ethereum is trending. Now, look at this. Here's your prior yearly high, 27.20. That is the bottom of the current range in inverted commas. But as I said, you've got to have a top. There is no top at the moment. We will find a top, but it is not there yet. And markets like to range for the vast majority of the time. When we find that top, I will tell you, and you might already know, but if anyone is telling you that Ethereum is in a range right now, they're full of hot air, because it's clearly not. It is trending, as you can see for yourself. There is no top. Okay. So having that out the way, let me say again that if price declines, every day that goes by, this 27.20 becomes a more and more significant level of support for the price. Now, you can see here the important EMAs, and remember I said to you, EMAs are most important in a trending market, which we are now. You see they're spreading to the upside. There's your 50, which is very important. It's around the 24.53. If you wanted to be super conservative, you could set that as the bottom of a potential drawdown. Absolutely. As I keep coming back to with our friend King Bitcoin, whilst demand far exceeds supply, price is going to continue to rise. The only time you're going to have the opportunity for pullbacks is when the traditional markets are not trading, which is generally weekends. Now you'll see here, and this is interesting to show you on Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin here, without drawing in the ranges, you can see here it appears to be forming a top. Okay, this may be the top of the range for Bitcoin. So you say to yourself, okay, if Bitcoin is forming the top of a range, or potentially doing so, well then won't it impose that range, or impose a range on Ethereum and the other alts, because it's the king of the castle? Well, here's an interesting caveat to that. And here it is. What we've all been waiting for is ETH breaking out against BTC. And that is the thing. If BTC develops the top of its range, and that does not impose a range on Ethereum, because you see here, you've got your 50 EMA, you see how it's broken out of that downtrend now, and broken out strongly on the daily chart. Now, it could well come back to retest this 50 EMA around the 54.26 at the moment. Is around the 54 level. Absolutely. It could come back to test it and confirm it as support. But if it could well continue on. And I tell you what, if it gets above the 200, which is 56, no one say 57 for argument's sake, well, it's definitely out on its own. It's definitely broken that trend. And look at this. I'm scrolling. And we're way back. You can see that 200 EMA has been a resistance for Ethereum versus BTC for many, many months. So if we get over the top of that and confirm it as support, look out for ETH. So, of course, we'll watch that in the coming days. But with Bitcoin remaining so strong, if Ethereum continues this upward trend, it's going to obviously continue to outpace. And so we can't say that Ethereum is forming that top of the range like Bitcoin appears to be doing. However, Bitcoin could easily then touch the top of this range for a period of time, for a period of days, and then take off again, or it could just blow through it as soon as the American market opens in less than 36 hours, being closed today for their President's Day holiday. So we'll obviously be watching that. And if it does pull back, of course, it pulls the whole market back, but it won't pull the market back, especially Ethereum, as far as it gets pulled back, because Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. So finishing off, high time frame, where do we set our stops? For me, my high time frame trade is 31.83, the top of this week. Then we'll re-examine and we'll see where it's going, where Ethereum's going, where Bitcoin's going, and where the overall market is going. But for my high time frame, 31.83. Low time frame, on the other hand, I'm going to keep taking this liquidity that the shorts keep putting on offer. Now, as I said to you, of course, crypto can do anything. It could come right back down. It could take out this liquidity and it could keep going down to the bottom of the previous range at 27.20. Absolutely. I'm not shorting. If it does that, I'm going to add to my longs. Simple as that. But in the interim, whilst it keeps chasing, while this liquidity is being put on offer, in my experience, the market's going to keep chasing. As simple as that, because as the saying goes, easy money. Well, given that there's no certainties in crypto, this is the easiest money that's on at the moment. Anyway, before I wrap it up, I've got to remind you, this video is not financial advice, never is. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons and the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Keep an eye on our Twitter page for more updates, more scalps, etc. And share with me the scalps that you might be taking. But that's where we're at the moment. We've got different trades for high and low time frame, and looking forward to making some more nice coin this week. This is Old Bloke Crypto. Talk to you tomorrow.